The best way to learn any language, of course, is to live it day in and day out, and to be put in situations where you're forced to speak it. And we also wanted them to see that the Francophone world, the French-speaking world, is a lot of places. It's not just France and our neighbor Canada. It's 25 countries in Africa. Senegal in particular we were interested in for a variety of reasons, having to do with the history of the country, the culture, gender roles, all sorts of different fascinating lenses through which we could explore.
At first, I was a bit nervous, but as you immersed yourself in the culture, as you immersed yourself in everyday life in Senegal, it came almost naturally. My French actually improved. I could understand, phrases that you don't typically learn in a classroom setting. I really got good at saying no merci, but it really helped my French a lot.
The civilization or the culture is completely different than the one that we have here. The boys did the best to enjoy and take up every moment of their African adventure, whether it be on safari, whether it be at an NGO, whether it be crossing the chaotic streets of Dakar, Senegal. The boys just, with a smile, did their best to adapt to their new situation.
You have just such a colorful range of people, religion, and culture, and they're all living side by side. Going to the markets with the locals instead of, seeing it from just a general tourism point of view, it was really, really cool. And the one thing that really surprised me was how colorful their clothes were. They were all just so vibrant.
We've been talking a lot in school about the UN goals for sustainable development, and there were so many moments in this trip that could tie into what they had learned about those goals, and to see in action the need for those goals, maybe in a different way that they sometimes see here in North America.
Something I never did before was we had to brush our teeth with water bottles that we poured the water from the water bottles onto our toothbrush and brush our teeth. And then they always told us constantly, do not eat food with water in it or on it, like lettuce or anything like that, no ice. You can't do that in Senegal without being worried, without getting sick, and they don't have the medical resources.
What we really wanted to achieve is to show the boys that there is a different world out there, that there is a diverse world out there, that there is a world where there are injustices. It's walking history. It's a very sad history. It's a history of slavery. It's a history of walking through that door of no return and looking into the Atlantic Ocean, and at the same time realizing the history of the Americas, the history of Europe, the history of Africa was changed because of the slave trading that took place in these waters.
I could talk about so many experiences I had, but the one that struck me most was our visit to Gorée Island and the door of no return. I felt so many emotions ranging from sadness to pride. Pride that the strongest of the strong made it. I am a product of that. I am revisiting the place where the strongest of the strong left. So it came full circle to me. I felt all those emotions were welled up inside me, but I also felt a sense of completeness.
It just shows to me that I really need to change my habits, and I really need to take things in. This all goes under the subject of time and being grateful and accepting everything in that moment.
It helped me grow to see how other people react to, some of the present issues in the world, like racism and sexism and hate.
They really connected on an emotional level with a lot of the things that we did, and to watch them process that was just such a pleasure. To feel like they had experienced something new, we had opened their eyes to something different.
Each one of the boys we took on this trip had a different life-changing experience. Something different or a different aspect of the trip changed their lives. And I think that's what they bring into the language classroom or the social studies classroom or the English classroom or into their own personal lives.